All right. So part 2 of the stream right now, we are actually doing our dono session here. And the first one comes from, well, I'm not going to say your real name because it's on here on the Venmo. But there you go. Thank you very much. You put your profile name there. So Nerevar Rising, always good to see you here and hanging out on the chat. And so we're doing your song right now, and it is called, let me see here. Let's see if I Scryed Reckless Fire. Okay, I kind of recognize the character, but I don't want to make a fool out of myself. Neverar, is this anime? It looks like it's more anime than it is a video game, since I'm not ignorant to that. It's anime. Okay, great. Well, let's start this. I'm excited to do this. Thank you once again. That was a very nice cup of coffee. I appreciate it. And excuse me. Oh my God, I'm going to be gassy all night. I'm never going to be able to hit the mute on this mic as fast as I've got these burps come up. I'm so sorry. Fly, be free. Okay. I'm sorry. I just got to be me here, folks. Okay, let's do this. This is Scryed Reckless Fire song by Neverar's request. Thank you so much for that cup of coffee. Very generous donation. Let's do this. All right. I love the guitar tone on this. Okay, here's the hook. It's gotta be, right? Okay, this is a banger. First of all, the first thing that drew me into it was, the sound quality of this. This was put up 14 years ago, so it might be a little compressed. Because I think 14 years ago, you still could only put up, I don't know. No, it was more than 128. Anyhow, all that being said, I really focused in on the guitar playing on this because at first I was going, and then I realized with some of the muting and stuff that was going on, there's some great guitar work happening in there. 4-on-the-floor drums, which is really nice, kind of techie sounding, obviously. Vocals fit in the pocket. They did a great mixing engineer. Have no idea what they're saying in the language and stuff. But right then and there when I was going, okay, this looks like a pre-chorus and we're ramping up into the hook, I was expecting a hook at that point, but they actually slipped in kind of a 2-measure, 1, 2, 3, kind of pre-spin into the hook, which it sounded like it changed the key, but it didn't, but it gave you that essence of it. But very hook oriented. It's a minute 14 into it, so these songs are written still with that kind of radio mentality. Be in that hook between, a minute and a minute 30, and then see how many times it repeats. And those big horns. Can you hear the chunkiness of the guitar, the mutiness? There's the horn staffs again. Super big on the background vocals. Hanging out on that note long. Oh, give me some squeaks. I agree with you guys. When we open this up, I agree with you guys in the fact that it does sound a little Ricky Martin-ish, at the very beginning and stuff. And I think it's just the tone of the voice, but it's that like go 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 kind of a vibe in the track. So everything is still kind of immoral. It's like go 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 forward, go 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 go. Only a few of you know what I just said, but. Oh, I like how they're giving us the end here. That was kind of predictable, that end. Whoops, sorry. That ending was a little predictable there, but what I said, what I really liked about that ending, I'm going to see if I can't play it again. Let me hunt this down for a second. So yeah, this little section at the end, what I loved about how they ended that is that we had, this is the hook, the outro hook, whatever they want to call it. And so what they ended up doing here is the last 4 bars of this. Yeah. They just pulled out the lead vocal, so you get to hear the supporting arrangements behind what the vocals were. Because you can hear when the background vocals just kind of pop in. That's not random popping in. That has to do with where they were in the original part of the hook. So listen, let me bring it back a little bit. So here's where the singing was. So that wasn't random. That was like they said, okay, well, let's just leave it out with the music. Let's pull the melody and let's get the grind and the hook of the arrangements, keep it going, and still let the backgrounds just kind of snap off. And then they gave us that definitive back off on that. But Never Art, thank you so much, man. That was a great listen. I fully dug that for sure. And it was nice, too. The engineering was good, but I like I said, it just sounded like it was a slightly compressed version because of YouTube and when they uploaded it. But no. Never Are, thank you so much, man. First of all, for always hanging out. Thank you for your generous, cup of coffee. And so I really, truly appreciate that, buddy. Okay, I have one more here from Venmo that I have to do before I go on to our other list for you folks who went through Streamlabs. So stand by. Okay, this one is from... if you do use Venmo by chance in the future, remember to put your profile name down there. But this one, another generous cup of coffee, thank you very much, wants me to do a song from an artist by the name of Ren. And I am familiar with Ren because I did do a breakdown on my Decomposer Lounge of his one where he's in a outfit and he's kind of psychotically talking between his two voices in his head that I thought was brilliant. But this one here is called, this is Ren Murderer. No, by the way, I'm a snake. No, I have, hang on for a second. I did see, no, it's right here. I see it, I'm a snake from Bromogosen, Gosnia, but he's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tracks away from, you know, when I start from the, what you call it. So, yes, I see, definitely, I definitely see all that there. So I will definitely be getting to it. So stand by for 1 second here. Okay, where was I going? Oh yeah, this is Ren Murderer. Ren. Okay. So I don't know which one. If you did request this, because I didn't see you put down your profile name, I take it you want me to do the first one or the second one? Yeah, I've done a couple Meteor Primes. That's on that new channel, my archive. Song. Are you here, my friend? Who just asked for Ren? Ren? Okay. I don't know, maybe he went off to lunch or something, but let's go ahead and see what we got here. What is this lyrics all about? Let's do this. Maybe I should do this live version, I'm thinking. Yeah, the first one. Oh, it's you. Renaran. Okay, I got you. No, I didn't see it there, or if you did, I must have read right past it. Okay, yes, the first one. All right, thank you so much. That was a very nice cup of coffee. Nice sized cup of coffee. I appreciate that. All right, let's do this together. All right.
If you catch me alone, you better stay on my zone because I'm ready to kill. I'll sit on my throne, made of bodies and bones because I'm mentally ill. I'm feeling alive, I got the will to survive, so never test my skill. For goodness sake, man, I'm ready to break, man. Murderer, homie, it's the way that I get down. Rat-tat-tat-tat. Murderer, if you see me on the corner of my town, get back, back, back. Murderer, swing for your jaw in the first round. The tat-tat-tat. Murderer, homie, it's the way that I get down, yeah. I was born shameless, fighting out in Brighton with the neighbours. Brother, I should wonder what my name is. I was born famous, trendsetter, hot stepper, greatest. Shocking like a finger in the anus. I was born wasted, stoned on my brain, brother faded. Writing catchy syllables contagious. I was born courageous, naked and fucking outrageous. With a microphone, I rock stages. I jump on the rhythm of rhyming cyclone, and I pull Excalibur right out the stone. King Punk, the precision it hits like Stallone. Rocky, keep it cocky, I'll be Al Capone. I walk alone, sit on the office throne. And if you want it, I'll deny it like a mortgage loan. Your daughter's home, we'll be staying home alone. Condone the bone and eat it like a Toblerone, bitch. If you catch me alone, you better stay on my zone because I'm ready to kill. I'll sit on my throne, made of bodies and bones because I'm mentally ill. I'm feeling alive, I got the will to survive, so never test my skill. For goodness sake, man, I'm ready to break, man. Murderer, homie.
Okay. How uniquely appropriate that we're listening to a track like this after what I spoke about earlier about Ben Shapiro's opinion of rap music and stuff. And this is a great example how that kind of shoots in the foot from the first syllable he said about rap being a specific thing to not true. There's 3 different instances where he has melody in what he's actually, even though it's in the spoken word, he's holding out these notes slightly a little longer, so it is melodic. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. So there's his melody, and then while there is his rapping and his his rhythmical slam poetry, very creative lyrics, as I've only heard the other track. So this one now is a little more standout. Like since I'm not familiar with the rap culture in bravado, meaning when someone says I'm ready to fight or something like that, it sounds like that's kind of this call to action that he has here, or just ready to stand up to life, I think, not fight. I don't know. I'm not going to go into trying to deep read his stuff. But that dun 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 or something of that nature. Remember the first time I'm hearing the song, and I can even repeat it. So if I can repeat it on a first listen, that means there is some kind of melodic content there, be it rhythm, be it arrangement style, or by the lead performer there. But let's continue listening.
It's the way that I get down. If you see me on the corner of my town, get back. Swing for your jaw in the first round. Homie, it's the way that I get down. Yeah. The bigger they come, the bigger they fall. The trigger the gun, I'm clipping them all like eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I line them up against the wall. I don't mean metaphorically, lyrical bullets. I mean actually fucking kill them, squeeze the trigger and pull it. Blood splat, how's it going, lad? Brands are flowing mad. First start, I'm a pro with that. Caesar's going bad, boy. I'm an addict, volcanic, a man is twisted and manic. The rhymes are gifted, goddammit. I push the button, we panic. Breathe, I seize the land, sky and the seas. It's easy, see me freestyle freely. What man? Yes, I came to rock, man. Drop it like it's hot, fam. Wearing clothes from Oxfam. Goddamn, I am a blood sucking titan from the streets of
And when in that same little bit that I did earlier, Fantango or Fontana, that the name of that individual that I was quoting from in that earlier video, how he was talking about the cadence, and the timbre of the performance. It's extremely powerful, and what makes this unique to me and fun to listen to is also he comes from another country, therefore his spoken word and his rap reflects the accent of the country he's from, which actually adds, as far as I'm concerned, from what little rap knowledge that I have, and whatever rap knowledge I have is because of my daughters growing up, and even my wife, she's an insane rap aficionado. So by virtue of that, I've had to listen. I've listened to a lot of it. It's still not my go-to, but I'm definitely feel like I've heard a lot and go, okay, I understand, because I'm very open-minded. But even the cadence and the tone in which he is rapping, by virtue, in my opinion, of where he's from, and his accent also adds a uniqueness to the performance. The way the A's and O's or A's or R's are pronounced and stuff like that, which I find to be true with a lot of rappers from the United States or something like that, depending on what area of the country they're from. And to me, that's very interesting. To me, as a composer, as an old fart and stuff, that's really interesting.
Right hand, hit you with my right hand, sucker. If you catch me alone, you better stay on my zone, because I'm ready to kill. I'll sit on my throne, made of bodies and bones, because I'm mentally ill. I'm feeling alive, I got the will to survive, so never test my skill. For goodness sake, man, I'm ready to break, man. Murderer, homie, it's the way that I get down. Murderer, if you see me on the corner of my town, get back. Murderer, swing for your jaw in the first round. Murderer, homie, it's the way that I get down. Whoa. Homie, it's the
Okay, well, as far as context is concerned, like the visuals and talking about murdering or murderer, that's part of his artwork for him to be able to express that and be who he is as an artist, with all the joy and the repercussions that might bring. People leaving comments on the internet and stuff. Frick, I liked it. I liked the musical and the creative performance of it. Subject matter, once again, I'm so disconnected from any of that. It's not I don't have a dog in the hunt to have any judgment on whatever that means in that sense. But that was a really good track, and it couldn't have come at a better time based on what I said earlier in that other piece in the part 1 of today's stream when I was talking about, you know, the Ben Shapiro, Jordan Peterson, Fandango, that gentleman, and doing all that sort of stuff. So, but anyhow, so thank you, sir. That was a good listen. I'm down. I was fully down for that, and thank you. I really appreciate that for sure. So he's trying to bring awareness of the subject matter. Okay, I hear you on that. What is melon? Melon, like Carnegie Mellon. Anyhow, well, thank you, Rin. I appreciate that. Rin, was that Rin? Rin, is that you, Rin? No, I'm kidding. All right, now I am officially, I want to make doubly sure that I'm officially done with the people who came through Venmo. Whoops. Yes, I'm done, so please do not Venmo me anymore. Unless it's $1 million. I'm kidding. Okay, stand by. Really quick question before I go on to the next one. And I'm a sneak, and I think there's some other people from the UK. I think I caught a quick bit of you guys were having a dialect discussion in England, and or English speaking in that part of the world. And I know that there's, you know, Ireland and Scotland, and there's different, you know. And remember, I'm ignorant about this. This is why I ask about how, like, and this might be just a stupid ass question. But how many dialects are in England that you think are definitive? You know, because I've heard a lot of people talk about different dialects, and I find them all fascinating. Truly do. I really do. I love linguistics, and I love it. Well, in English, any kind of, you know, because that's the only language that I speak outside of Spanish. In Spanish, I'm about it, you know. But yeah, that's the reason why I asked Ek Donald. Is that here, well, you know, how I said, in the mainland, you know, in the continent over there are different dialects, but they seem to be very much widely pulled out. There's a southern, there's an eastern, there's a midwestern, maybe more of a Texas, Arizona, New Mexico-ish, and then you have California, like, oh my God, like that's just so fluff. So I don't even know that's a dialect if it just sounds like it's just flat out gaff. And then, you know, so big country, quite a few dialects, but spread out, whereas England seems to have quite a few different pockets, and it's very unique. It's like one dialect. Okay. All right, catch you. Oh. Before Ryan says something funny, I want to see it. Wait, where is it? Where did he say? It's a dozen. Yes, Cajun was one of the ones I was talking about as far as dialects in the United States. All right, guys. Now I'm going to move on to the part of where people did donate through the stream and also through the bits. You know what? I want to get. Let me see. I want to make sure that there aren't way too much. Okay. Bromagusina, I want to do yours first because I always get a little messed up with the bits, and then I'll start in with Oranai here, right there. Doc Doom, Safaria, Kairu, Jexter, Nantine again. So I'm gonna jump on the bits thing first, and so this is from Bromagusnia. This track is called Margit the Fell Omen. Margit the Fell Omen. Let me look that up, Make, because I got your stuff here, and I know that I've done every. It might be on the last stream. Maybe you dipped out beforehand, but let me just take a really quick look here. Oh, look at you. You did. Oh, you did fire a couple in really late at night. Oh, I see, Matt, what you did. Yes, I've got 2 of yours here as well. All right. I see it. Thank you for that. Apparently, I must have been sleeping at 12:30 at night. Bruh. I turn all my volumes off, you know, so if I just wake up and I get, you know, makapia in my eye and I'm all, you know, so I did go past it. But now, thank you for bringing that up. And only 1 or 2 people know what makapia is. You know if you know. All right, guys, let's do this. Oh, mamma mia. This is Elden Ring. Do the OST. Make sure to do the OST. Hang on. Then I'll just adjust that and make sure that that's what's coming up. Ah, thank you for saying that. It did come up with a different one there. Okay, this is from Brahmagusnia. Thank you very much. Here we go. This is from Elden Ring, and it's called Margit the Fell Omen. All right. Wrong version. I'm sorry. That's okay. We're live stream. You guys forgive me. Sorry, I was in the music. I wasn't reading the... So wait a second. That apparently was the wrong version. It's run directly below. Okay, let's start this again. File this under shit happens. Good thing that I just peel this off and put it on my channel as is. You guys get to live through my mistakes. Nah, no worries, bro. Piece of cake. Second one. Let's do this again. This is Margit the Fell Omen. Elden Ring. OST. All right. Super menacing bottom end on the strings. Almost like Jaws. Kind of a John Williams thing. Icky. Very icky little tremolo string thing there. So, how many of you guys have played Elden Ring? I didn't see. Did I say Old Ring? Somebody put that in there. But how many of you folks actually have played Elden Ring at one time or another? I think, you know, what I've heard, and a lot of people have 150 hours of it. Jesus, I'm a sneak. That a lot of people I've done Elden Ring stuff, and a lot of you are saying, don't go anywhere near it. Me, as a beginner, that it might be a little too much. But without a doubt, I think Elden Ring for me and the journey that I've had here is probably one of the better, more unique composition experiences for me when I listen to it. Because the dynamics that get used in a lot of the compositions, even the tremolo strings, that trem, those specific dynamics, if that note was just hanging out there, it would have an effect. But having that little trem on a single note, it doesn't even sound like it's a whole section. It's an independent, string that's doing it. Right now, though, however, this track does have what I would consider the staple of darkness. Wish I had a stapler. Which would be the deeper drums, the storm drums, the timpanis, and that bottom end of the upright basses. Remember I said, man, this has a little John Williams Jaws kind of vibe going in there, dun, 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 which is not uncommon. And it wasn't like John Williams invented that. It just, that particular style in a slower version with the theme it just, when you think about it, it is the upright bass. It's that double bass. It's going dun, dun. And what's beautiful about the upright bass in a very unique way, and why it resonates to me when it gets isolated in a mix and push forward, is that heavy bottom end soulful resonance between the bow and the strings. You really hear the equally yoked power, if you would, with the bow against the strings, meaning like they both are giving a very musical performance. And some of it, half of it for me is hearing I don't know if I'm going to say this right, the rosin with the horsetail hairs on the bow. I can feel that part of it during arrangements like this. So blah blah blah. Is that it? Listen to the trombones. There's tuba in there. Those little bottoms. You're right. They're very tense. See, I love that dynamic. That was a weird dissonance right there. You feel it? So do you hear the purposeful arrangements where every time there's a timpani, there's those trombone trumpet section of the brass that are pumping, with the timpani hits, while still we have in that same zone of bottom end ballsy, dark, nasty ass, heaviness of this boss fight. Still in that zone of heaviness, it's still being filled in with the intensity and the anxiety of the double bass. Creating that heaviness and that darkness. But I love how the composer is just emphasizing the toms with the lower brass section on that. I'm gonna go back just a little bit. A little soundscape here at the end. Great piece, man. Hey, Brahmagesnia, are you saying that FromSoft is the name of the company that makes the modules? Because I so desperately need to update. You know, I haven't updated my DAW for 5 or 6 years, and I know that since a lot of sounds have changed in orchestral works, by virtue of how they've just changed, that they've added a lot more punchiness or certain things to it and stuff. So, oh, FromSoft is a developer of Elden Ring. Okay, I'm sorry. Maybe I thought when you said the brass section, that it was that, like, maybe there was like, but I see what you're saying. It's identifiable with FromSoft. Okay, gotcha. Because I know that there are some new orchestral mods that came out, modules that have that inherent super, I want to say just a little more than natural, you know, ballsiness of, you know, they compress the string, that sound a little bit, they'll do some extra things than what the instrument itself can bring out, but that's because things are changing in today's palette of sonic tools that composers can use to compose big bombastic orchestral things. So if it's not live, or maybe it's live behind a stem, then, you know, sometimes I've done that before in the past. And if you don't know what this is, briefly, let me just say, when I say live behind a stem might be, let's say that the upright bass is going dun, 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 very dark and stuff, right? Well, let's say that I have one line playing that out of a module, of a sample, then I take that. That's considered the stem. I take that recorded version out into a recording studio, and then I have the musicians play against that, and then in a mix, I'll marry sometimes those together so I can keep the integrity of the orchestral performance, but I may want a little bit of that edginess, compression, or, you know, punch up in certain areas that I can't get out of the instrument itself, and then blend in the stem part of it, so that it's really only discernible to either the composers or the engineers and stuff, or if you're like an extreme, you know, music aficionado, you pick that stuff out. So, but excuse me. Anyhow, yep. Okay, let's start going. The next one is, now that was you for Bromagessen. Thank you so much for that. Now I'm going to go back to the very beginning of my. Oh my God, I'm dying, guys. Sorry, not in front of you, but. So the next one is, I know that was nasty. I'm sorry. I'm going to try to avoid that and try to hold it in. But if I hold it in, then a bigger one comes out later. My bad. All right, Ornai, how are you? We're coming in with you. Thank you very much for your cup of coffee. I'm going to be coffeeed out. Are you flying high? Did you pull a nugget on the machine and you're just kind of cruising? Super bake session? Too much peanut butter. Yeah, well, that's what I'm feeling it could have been. So the track that Ornai wants me to do today, it's a film OST, Queen of the Damned, and it's named System. Yes, I did get new emotes, guys. Go check them out. Queen of the Damned, and it's called System. Oh, that's not it. The second, oh, it is. It's the second one here. Okay, so this is Queen of the Damned. It is a soundtrack song, I guess. Okay, featuring Chester Bennington. Okay, so we're in for something really super cool here. Yeah, this stream is definitely going to get DCMA douched for sure. So, good thing I'm saving it. I'm going to pop it on the YouTube channel. By the way, just want to say once again, guys, before I do this, I do have that new YouTube channel that I did put up after everybody's been telling me. It's just RPGs Archives. I did the donations. This one will go up on it because I know a lot of people don't want to go on YouTube. Or if you've donated, you've had to split, and I'm doing it, it ends up on that. So that I don't have the URL on that, but I'm sure maybe one of my mods will drop it in there. So yeah, just wanted to, you know, lay you in on that one. Oh, there it is. I'm a sneak, just dropped it in there. So yeah, let's do this. Hey, how do you like my fish emoji? These guys talked me into going into something called BTTV or something, and I've got a bunch of other emojis I want to pop on there for our lucky use here, but the custom ones coming I think are going to be hilarious. All right, Oren and I, let's do this. This is Queen of the Damned. This is a soundtrack. This is Chester Bennington, and the track is called System. All right. I already love this, just the way the bottom is so menacing. Ooh, I love the hi-hat work on this.
You fell away. What more can I say? The feelings evolved.
Ooh, spooky line. Nice melody there. Love that.
I can't replace your screaming face, feeling the sickness inside. Why won't you die? Your blood in mine will be
sorry, it's more than just me blabbering about the hi-hat work, but that's sticking out to me. That drummer's killing it. What a heavy, dark trance style. Not trance in the genre, trance meaning like, you know, you get into a trance. It's the tempo, but that meandering bottom kind of nemesing bass line. You know, it's almost in this arrangement. Oh shit, I just got chicken skin from even doing that. Almost in this arrangement, it is almost like the most demonic part of a conversation you might have in your head of literally still going, I'm coming to get you, no matter what you do, I'm coming here to, you know, that's what it feels like, that bass line, that bottom. And then when Chester comes in with his vocals, obviously it's recorded in a unique way, or they use perhaps a doubler. This is not to take away from him as a musician and a singer. You know that when I say that, I'm talking engineering. So there's a unique engineering they're doing on that. But also the subtleness, what really grabs me here is the subtleness of the, like I say, that menacing dark bottom. Then you have this dancing little, like false, kind of like it's okay bell melody that pops in and out. So it's fantastic how that is like very and then that hook, man, his voice in that hook is just absolutely huge.
So many words can't describe my face. This feeling's evolved so soon to
God, I love that melody.
I can't relate to a happy state, feeling the blood run inside. Why won't you die? Your blood in mine will be fine. Then your body will be
I don't want to stop it.
Why is everything so fucking hard for me? Keep me down to what you think I should be.
This is a gnarly track, and I love every bit about it. It's just so it just it's like ripping a scab off, second level heaviness and pain. Also, you know, with the lyrics. Now, Orenai, was this track written for this movie, or was this from another? I don't know anything about it, so that's why I'm asking if this track was actually, for those of you who may know, if this was actually written for the movie or maybe taken from a project that didn't get released or something. This to me is probably one of the most visceral, heaviest tracks I've heard. I'd have to say this year. I've heard a shit ton of tracks and heaviness, but this one just oozes with just every bit of soul and pain and emotion. Not only from Chester's performance, but just the composition and the heaviness, like I was saying earlier about the bottom end. And the tone of the guitars is just so, I think what I'm really pulled into by the tone of the guitars, it's so throaty and dark, and it's not squished into a tiny sound by virtue of, you know, wanting to extrapolate, let's say, the most cleanest possible way of engineering, that they just let the cabinets rattle with everything else. And I wouldn't be surprised if there's noise, and if you isolate tracks, sometimes you hear certain noises that have nothing to do with the musician playing the instrument so much that sometimes you hear some wood rattling of a cabinet. It just feels like that bone rattling kind of vibe for me. And also, real quick before I get back into this, any musicians here, kind of like a Phrygian kind of a mode? I'm not sure. I'm not really good at that stuff, but for anybody who's a musician, is there kind of like a flex in and out of a Phrygian? It's bizarre.
Must you tempt me and provoke the ministry? Keep on trying, I'm not done so easily. Why is everything so fucking hard for me? Why is everything so fucking hard for me?
Okay, I'm gonna bring it back a little bit. I'm freaking in love with this track, so bear with me while I kind of, you know, look under the hood here. Yes, I'm a sneak. Got your message. Thank you so much. The layers in the hook are just so bone crushing, along with the tones of the guitars. I think somebody else mentioned it here. I started feeling a little Deftones in it, and I think that's maybe why it may have kind of locked into my head. But something I was just listening to out of nowhere, all of a sudden going, why am I just noticing it? Did it just come in now? But do you hear a da 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 da, like a little padded string arrangement, if you would, that's back there, which even adds more emotional tug of war to the arrangement. You've got this just ball blasting, like, okay, I've said enough about that. And then all of a sudden, along with, remember I said earlier about the bell arrangements, this kind of like false hope that, you know, you'll get through this or not, you know, whatever the lyrics mean. Listen to the back. There's this arrangement back there that's really, really super cool. And by the way, you know, I agree with you. It doesn't sound Lydian. It is more of a Phrygian, but there's a couple things that happen there because I'm not really that good at nailing modes and stuff like that, for those of you who are musicians here. But it definitely sounds Phrygian because it has that kind of Celtic vibe to it. But there's a couple notes in there that I think step out of it, so that's why I was like, oh, what's going on there? But I think Ekton, you mentioned that, yeah? I'm not going back on my thingies, but here we go.
Then your body will be mine. Why won't you die? Your blood is mine.
Can you hear the bells? Even the bells are back there. Listen.
We'll be fine. Then your body will be
Oh, this drummer. Yes, the bells. Oh my God, did you hear that on the hi-hat? That was sick. Who is this drummer? Frick, I guess somebody find out for me. Who is this drummer? I gotta go back and listen to that. Listen to what he does on the hi-hat, on the fade on this. There's one of them. Fuck, that was sick. Oh, God, that guy killed for me. You know, without a doubt, guys, I am going to say this. I will flat out say this. I am definitely putting this on super high rotation. And then I'll look up the lyrics too. Orenai, thank you so freaking much for that. This was such a great listen for me. I don't know why it's hitting me in a specific way, but yeah, you know what? Enigma, you're right. There is that part that carries the melody. This also goes into what I had said earlier about that whole bit I did on the, you know, the Ben Shapiro, Jordan Peterson, Fontana thing, was the assignment of what is the melody in a song. I think there's that misconception, or not, come at me in the comments if whatever your thoughts are on it, but there's that misconception that the melody has to be performed by the lead instrument, be it vocal or a guitar or something like that. For a lot of us, and I'm going to go out on a limb, there's probably a lot of things about our favorite songs that we love that might have a little less to do with the melody that the individual or the guitar or the musician is playing as much as something in the background that's hooking us in. Something else is bringing us into that secondary hook. I call that a secondary hook, or sometimes a thirgendary, if there's three of them in there. That make me just, it pulls me in. And you don't have to be a heavy listener of music or a decomposer or something. It's just something magical about that. So, you know, I'm very much with you on the bells being a very stoic part of that. Yeah, I'm gonna listen to the whole OST too. This was fantastic. I'm a mess right now because I'm so over the moon. Okay, thank you so much, Oren. I really appreciate that. Doc Doom, are you in the house? Up, you fine people. If you're Hawaii, you probably thought I was gonna say something else. This one is called Berzerker by After the Burial. After the... okay. Berzerker, After the Burial. These are lyrics. Oh! I see even a periphery. Oh, there's a lot of little stickers on this. Is this the first one we're doing here? Classic. So this is. So is the name of the band Berzerker? Something like that? Yes, the first one. But is After the Burial is the band. Okay, thank you. So After the Burial is the band. It's called Berzerker. But I wonder why they have the picture of periphery stuff there. Maybe it's Sumerian Records. That's why. Oh, good on them. Good on you, Sumerian Records. Nice little thumbnail. Made it all kind of fit together. I'm assuming that Sumerian Records also believes that these guys grouped together in their composition skills, or maybe this was something that they did. Oh, this is 12 years ago. Okay, so I don't know what the. Let's do this. I talk too much. Jeez. Wow, listen to that bass tone. All right, I got to stop this for a second. Oh, by the way, Goodman42, first of all, thanks for coming by and saying hey. So apparently Justin Lowe had passed away. And how many guitar players were in this band? Was it just him, or was he one of a pair of musicians and composers that were on this? This is like where I go. This is where I go like when I go back. I'm sorry because it's still in my head from the earlier, part one of this stream about how Ben Shapiro had said that rock was a degradation of this, of that. There's so much musicianship and skill in here. I was going, come on, I listen to that. I'm just going, ugh, qua. Anyhow, I don't want to deflate the energy of listening to this and go in that direction. So let me recover from that. What incredible riff playing and back and forth melodic and harmonic that's happening here outside of the riff that's going on there. And of course the blast beat and the drummer's absolutely killing it. I love where the vocals are placed in the mix on this. Okay, here we go again. Another example I was talking about in part one, about how the vocalists in these kind of performances, they may not have any tonal value in the spectrum of musicality, but they definitely have powerful performance value, and it's also the visceral ball-busting bottom end of where those energy and the lyrics are coming from. So that sound obviously is not preferable to a high percentage of people who listen to music, but for the years that I've been listening to, where I've begun to really understand outside of the performance part of what that growling and shredding of the vocals is the importance of where in the mix that is. So you got something that's so ball-bastic, blowing smokes around, circles around everything, energetic-wise, speed-wise, musician-wise, that is actually more of a straightforward staple. You have everything going, and he's just, you know what I'm saying? And that's actually kind of the zip line of the track for me that I can kind of rely on to be a solid staple through the track. Love the harmony on that, man. Kind of neoclassical fifth. That bass tone is fantastic. Take up your arms, set your sides. There's neoclassical right there. I love these breakdowns. He kind of gave us a kick in the swing here. Oh, I love that. Gotta stop. Love how they broke into that breakdown. It was a shuffle, kind of a shuffle vibe, if I'm right. This was felt like. Composer set me straight if I'm wrong. So that automatically changed the energy. Has that cool little shuffle kind of vibe to it. But there was so much energy piled on by the musicians, with their opening compositions and performance, that lower bending note, melodic passage was a breath of fresh air, but by no stretch of the imagination was a lightening up of the power, in the people's elbow in the throat approach to the track. But it was a great shift in the energy and the dynamics. I loved it. I love that. Thank you, hi-hat, keeping me straight. Pounding on those zeros. Blast beat. Damn, boy. Can I tell you something really quick about those blast beats? I don't know. I've never, as a drummer, when I was younger, that stuff didn't exist, and that kind of playing didn't exist. You know, my pinnacle of listening was, you know, Rush and Zeppelin, and then some jazz fusion like Weather Report. And I had an eclectic, you know, surrounding of influences when I was a young drummer. But nowadays, it's a whole different beast, which is great. It's wonderful to watch everybody evolve. But that blast beat thing, when the left hand, or depending what hand you are as a drummer, is to keep it so consistent, to be relaxed, and you know that takes hours upon hours in wood shedding to get that correct. Well, you know what I loved about what I just heard? This is going, and the right hand's just going, dang, dang, dang. You know, it's just keeping the quarters. Still yet, I mean, that stuff is just mind-numbing for me. You know, absolutely freaking mind-numbing, and it was just like I loved every bit of it. Hard AF sounding of a track, but you know, thank you so much for that. Okay, I'm gonna get into those. Stand by for a second. I've got that. Okay, I've got this here. House of Mirrors by Softcult. What is that? House of, oh, another metal. Looks like, boy, we have ourselves a good rush of metal going on here, guys. Or rock, or it could be fusion. I should not stereotype, right? I see a guy with a half a beard and long hair and throwing his head back. I'm automatically going to think it is heavy metal, but you know, I'm not going to be that guy. Who knows? It could be polka metal. I'm kidding. I'll be surprised. Okay, let's do this. All right. Nice opening. Yeah, nice pad. I like that. Wow, I really like this. super dig this. Nice follow-up track after what I just got through listening to. Beautiful opening pads. You know how I am about ethereal ambience in the first place, but when it's, you know, cleverly used in songs of this nature, you know, it has a really nice straightforward beat and everything. Especially this young lady's voice is beautiful, and the beautiful harmonies that are going behind it. And it still has, I'm not obviously listening to lyrics or anything. It has some pretty rich harmonies going through it. When I say rich, I'm not talking about dynamically clustered, you know, ones that make you kind of, you know, the composer go, man, piece of music must be this deep with all the, you know. But it is a constant, and I love that about vocal performances when it can be done, you know, correctly. And also the guitar sounds that once the guitar and the drums come in, also having that kind of, I don't want to say shoegaze, because I think shoegaze has a very unique set of more of distorted kind of guitar effects, but it reminds me a little bit of it because I'm pretty ignorant. I don't have a lot of, you know, exposure to shoegaze and stuff, so I could be making a big mistake, and everyone's going to come for me in the comments from the shoegaze world, or other way around. But I love that ambience and stuff. But here's my little scoop of peanut butter. Oh shit! Stand by. Can't drop my peanut butter spoon. I love where the bass is sitting in this mix and the tone. It's abstract, but it's very, very powerful. Let's listen together. Great harmonies there. Listen to where the bass is on this. Takes up a lot of room down there. Even that weird sizzling melody back there is so nice. You know, it does have a little bit of an essence of, I don't know when this was released, apparently 2 years ago, and I think some of it reminds me a little bit of the production style of Frou Frou, and I always say this wrong, and no disrespect, I just can't get my shit straight for an old fart. Emogenous heap, or homogeneous forget it. That artist, in that vein of that production, you know, so it's almost as if it was a organic version of those two artists that are usually, at least like Frou Frou is very technical and digital. Emotion Heap, thank you. I'm sorry, I definitely don't mean any disrespect, I just can't remember. So like for instance, Frou Frou, that album of hers is just absolutely stunning, but totally digital. But the production kind of reminds me, I get from this, except now this is, you got guitar and drums and bass going on, but you still have those swimmy pads going on there. So yeah, Emotion Heap, Emotion Heap. Okay, thank you. Yeah, so yeah, a ton of subgenres, you know. It's just like, how do you put it together? I guess the only way for me to really truly put it together is when you just listen to enough music that you could say, oh, this has like, oh, this sounds like Tom Petty, and and you can kind of pull from your own rack of memories for whatever I might have left, and say, oh, this sounds a little, oh, I kind of, and then try to pull it in together. All right, next one coming up is a song called "The Man That I Was Not" by Fit for an Autopsy. Okay. The man who I was not fit for an autopsy. I spelled that wrong. Okay. I'm a Daxify. First of all, how's it? How are you? You know what? Would you do me a favor? You see that lucky dip thing that's pinned on top of my chat? Would you do me a favor and drop it in there? Because I won't remember it, like just coming through the stream. So if you want to drop it in there, worthy of checking it out, it will be. So, all right. So you're saying these guys they love Gojira, so that this might be, I see. Okay. Or you could do that too. I'm a Dexify, that's good too. If you want to do it on Venmo, or you can even do it here through the Streamlab. But if you do it through the Streamlab, I don't think it's going to make it through today's reaction, unfortunately, because I'm already backed up. But I'll catch it on the next one tomorrow or Tuesday. All right, let's do this. The Man That I Was Not by Fit for an Autopsy. Very interesting name of a band. There's a weird chunk going on. Oh, this is badass. Okay, I need a breather. Love the opening of the track. Very ambient, but very dark, very mystical. Kind of like gives you that like smoky chill up the back of your spine kind of vibe. So obviously I've never heard this band, so I'm not sure what I'm getting into, except people are saying it's has a Gojira kind of vibe to it, or they are fans of Gojira or influenced. And that opening with the very unique guitar giving us that ambience and stuff like that. Once we started getting into the darker and the heaviness of it with the growling and stuff, I was like, okay, good. Now we got the guitars powering in. And at that point, I was going, okay, we're banging now. But I was waiting for what I consider the Gojira kind of thumbprint of influence. And to me, a lot of that has to do with just super rich, thick, layered guitars that span the spectrum of panning. You know, could be 6 tracks going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just for that big wall of sound. I was like, okay, these guys are a little subdued. Then I heard the arrangements that were popping in and out, which were the chugs that came in probably about 4 bars later. Boom, 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 boom. And it was so unique because those chugs were positioned in a place in the mix where it sounded like when the chugs came in, it almost sounded like, this is, remember, visual me, old engineer and everything, it almost sounded like it took precedence in a compression setting so that it became forward life, and as soon as the chug was over, it would almost kind of dip in and out. And it was so freaking powerful, man. I love every bit of that. And then this last section, I like after every 2 bars, their riff turnaround. Freaking love that. I love it. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. There it is again. Love the drum engineering on this, is great. I love the lower tones, man. What a great sound of those low tones. God, that bass. I love these throwing back and forth, that behind all this darkness and heaviness, they have that really great sense of ambience in their production with the tones that the, you know, whatever they're putting behind it. You know, they're not trying to get away with anything. They're obviously shoving that stuff up in your face, meaning like it's not ambience that they're sneaking behind it. They're just to kind of add as maybe just kind of a glassy layer to this heaviness and stuff. They're definitely not shy about using their ambience on that. And yes, I agree with you. Who said it about the engineering is absolutely mind-numbing. definitely has Doom vibes for sure. Chill Doom. I like that. Oh, man, have I been going yo-yo on this journey you guys have taken me between styles of music and stuff. And so far, I kind of like the fact that we've done some bands and some, songs and music and stuff in between some of the gaming stuff. But this was a banger, and thank you, MM. For those suggestions. Absolutely mind-numbing. And this was bone-crushing. This one, for me, because, I latch on to these other things, So the fact that they have that kind of scary, I hate to say it because it's high. Haunting doesn't necessarily mean that they're high notes. I mean, it could be anything, I guess. It's up to the listener, but that... Sorry, I freaking an octave higher. Just gave that little edge of it was already dark and heavy. And if you can imagine, what would you give for an edge of a little more uncomfort or discomfort? It would be that line, Yes, I noticed that you did. I don't think I'll be able to get it on this run because I've only got an hour left. I might, it's possible. If not, definitely going to catch it tomorrow. So don't you worry about that, okay? Yeah, no problem, man. Thank you for that, for those tracks. Okay, Sephiria, are you still here? Sephiria, there you are. Let's do this. Thank you for your cup of coffee. Fictional Junction, image theme. Wait. I got that wrong. Okay. Did I get it right, or is there... okay, first will be fine. Okay, great. First or the second one. Looks really cool, though. This is... the image theme of Xenosaga 2. Oh, okay, so we in video games again. And is this actually a song in a video game? Is that what I'm listening to? Let me know. Let's do this. I'll start it right now. Thank you so much, Sephiria. And I'm going to start this, and we're rock and roll. I left out... Oh, to not confuse me. Okay, thank you. Here we go. I like this wide ambience. I love how the ambience is establishing the drone. So the lead instrument has that Celtic vibe. What a great entrance. Okay, so Yuki Kajiura, I take it she's the artist that I see here on the cover. That whole opening with that whole Celtic vibe and the building of the layers, you know, with the ambient pads. And there was a meandering kind of rhythmical element to one of the pads that was kind of scooping in and out, kind of. But it wasn't, it had it almost like it was a randomized rhythmical kind of vibe. That kind of little weird thing that was happening there. But without a doubt, you saw how I physically reacted when the vocals first came in. The layered, you know, harmonies and stuff was beautiful. Still keeping to the same texture as the lead instrument, keeping it in that kind of Celtic, Phrygian, if I'm right, something of that nature, mode and stuff like that. So it was very seductive. You know, and I was anticipating, I was wondering what was going to happen as we started sliding through. And then they went a little bit more straight up pop, contemporary. You know, with the chugginess of the guitars and stuff, and started to get us into the arrangements and stuff. But, you know, thus far, that whole front side, to me, that front side was the bang of the track so far. But, you know, we're only halfway through it. With the bass. Love how the bass is holding it all down for us there. Of course, we hear the big strings. Dun, 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 dun. We got all that going on, but you want to really know what's keeping it together is the bass line is just galloping. Is keeping, well, it's not quite the gallop, but it's keeping these eighths, da, 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 because the drums and everything now kind of is broken up. It's not consistent. It's not this four on the floor thing that we got going on there. So as rich and as fat as the string sounds and the pushed in there with all the really beautiful vocals and all that performance, the whole thing is the bottom end on the bass on that for me. Let me bring it back a little bit. And yeah, I'm sorry. I hear balsamic too. It's not just you. So this I love. I thought you were saying no shit. All right, I got to be honest with you on this track. And you know me, I'm always positive, but I'm going to give you a little different twist in my opinion on this. Love the middle of arrangement. Very powerful, very full. Definitely gave you, you know, everything that it deserves in that capacity. A little bit, and I'm going to say this in a way where it's, I don't mean it to come off as anything less than how powerful it was, but predictable. The middle section. Had this song stayed on the path at the beginning and the end arrangements, that really pulled me through. I mean, like that, you could have done 5 minutes of that and uniqueness and variations of it, you know, but that's not what the artwork's all about. And my opinion really doesn't matter in that capacity. I'm just saying I was more overwhelmed and pulled into this song by that opening with the pad and the richness and the unique dynamics of integrating certain sounds and that lead melody. You know, the rest of it was great. And the harmonies, whoever the singer is and her capacity to write the harmonies, I'm assuming it could be the singer or the composer. I loved all the work, you know, it was knockout full stop, but I was over the moon about the front half and the second half. Thanks, I'm Dexify. I usually don't, I'm not, you know, I really try to always lean on super positive stuff, but I've had people say, dude, you get more viewers if you're a lot more critical. I'm like, oh, well, I'm not doing this for viewers, but it's just who I am and what I like to bring out in things that I do positively. Oh my God. Why I know die. Sorry. I hope you didn't hear too much of that. But I couldn't hold that back anymore. Sorry about that. Okay, next up. Kairu, this is for you. Kairu. Oh, do. This one is Wild Arms Into the Wilderness. All right. Oh, this looks like a JPRG GBC Elemental P. It's like an old school style game. Is that? There's my fish emotes. Guys, you know, I got the new emotes in there. I guess that's the funny one I put in there. So, Elemental P, indeed. It is JRPG. Okay, good. I got lucky with that. I think, look at me. You look what you guys have taught me on this journey. At least now I can recognize, you know, with the images. Oh, it looks like something that would be very... So let's get into this. Kairu, always love having you on this stream because you're always energized and firing away. You keep my stream flying. And so thank you also for this cup of coffee. This is for you, buddy. Wild Arms Into the Wilderness. All right. Ooh. Okay. I like this. What is this? Oh, nice. In a game? Nice take on spaghetti western, Marconi-ish kind of vibe, and I think somebody else also mentioned that in the stream. Somebody else mentioned Marconi here, I think. I'm not too sure if I caught that. Love this. I love the fact that, first of all, it's really super unexpected when I'm looking at the visual. You know, so I was thinking I was expecting it. I don't know, my head all of a sudden went to Final Fantasy VII style stuff. And automatically within the first bar, hearing the acoustic guitar and that kind of flavor, I go, oh, this is going to be interesting. Then you get the whistle in, and all of a sudden I think of every single, super successful Western that was done in the 50s and 60s kind of vibe and stuff like that. But I love this. I love that this composer is doing something of this nature. I love when the strings come in for support, so there's some great arrangements that come in around it. But is this through and through this game or this version of the game? Let me know. Nice horns right there. I love that. I feel a little shaker back there. Is that it? No. Oh, good. More. There's more. Sorry. I think. Maybe not? Or maybe that's a dead part of the... No, that was it. I really super dug that track. I really, really did. A little bit of a respite from the heaviness I've been listening to for the last 20 minutes. The dead giveaway for me in that kind of spaghetti western kind of vibe is the whistling melodic thing, but then it's also... There are things that are very small nuances and arrangements, like the shaker. It gives you a sense of like a steam train going down the road, or a light gallop. In my mind, in my theater of the mind, kind of when I listen to this, going off into the sunset. Save the town. I'm going off into the sunset kind of vibe. I don't know if that actually has direct connection to where this song might play in the game. Kairu. When this song comes up in the game, what's actually going on there? Because it has that vibe, Oh, this is the intro. Okay, I see. Oh, and there's an anime cutscene to it. Okay. I really dug this. I'm just still, to this day, to this second, I'm just blown away about how broad this journey is of gaming music and stuff like that, and what the composers have done. And, like I say, I just get really kind of weirded out sometimes about realizing how impactful video games and music are truly to the world, in the sense of exposing people who otherwise would be in it for the game to so many different types of music. I mean, really think about it. It's mind-numbing to me. I don't know. I'm just Jakester X, and then Oranite. Jakester, how are you? Are you here with me, bubs? Twin Peaks, is that the show? It's just, yes, exactly, Doc Doom. I agree with you on that. Yeah, I'm a sneak. That's what I'm talking about. That's the thing, Hi, Soul Santana. How's it? Thank you so much for your subscription. Okay, let me go. I don't know if Jakester's still here. But this is your song. Hey, Kaser, very first drop by. How's it? Oh, there you are. Okay, Jakester, this is for you. Intro, hope. Oh, the intro. Hope everything's going okay, Jeeves. Yes, it is. Thank you so much for your cup of coffee. So let's do this. I guess this is an intro. Oh, this is the movie or the TV show. Was it? Oh, it says pilot TV show. Before I get into this, guys, I do have at least another 45 minutes. I'm going to get us through as many of these as possible. I know some of you dropped in some stuff way after, and don't worry about it. Everybody knows. Plus, I have my team of Three Stooges that keep me up keep me up in gear. So tomorrow, I will be coming back online. I'm going to come in a little earlier, meaning my time, so maybe about 5, maybe even 4:30 Pacific Standard Time, and we'll play catch up tomorrow. So if I don't get to your track, don't worry, it does not get lost in the abyss. Plus, everything I do gets recorded to my hard drive and spit up onto my new archive, Twitch VOD archive channel, which if you haven't joined yet, I'm a sneaker. Somebody's going to share that link right now. So I appreciate that, your patience and all that, and still hanging in there. Your track does get done with me. I do see it all the way through. If you don't believe me, ask anybody what happened with the Maui Food Bank thing. I think I spent more time on the recovery suggestions on the Maui Food Bank. You know, making sure I got every single one in there. So I'm good for my word. All right, guys, let's do this. This is the Twin Peaks intro. And this is Jakester 9. Jakester 9. X1X. Here we go. Twin Peaks was released. Some of the choice of sounds back there seem fairly dated, and once again, that's not a bad thing. It could be exactly what the directors, composers wanted to get that essence out of it. When was Twin Peak released? I'm not, because I don't know. I guess it was probably in the early 2000s, perhaps. But I really love that. There's magic and very unique ways of theme music and stuff like that. It's like, you know, if you remember theme music to video games, to shows and stuff like that, they really reflect the energy of it. You almost know what you're getting yourself into by the theme music, as well as, of course, the fast editing of a 30 or whatever the intro is to any kind of a show or something like that. You know, if you get like ha-cha-cha, ha-cha-cha-cha, da-da-cha-cha-cha, you know, in the beginning of a thing, if it's a 30 second, most likely it's going to be a comedy or something lighthearted or something like that. Or if you get something large and bombastic, you know, these things are are such an important part. A composer's role in the trailer or, you know, opening themes and stuff is so powerful and so important. And, you know, for those who made it to that level, who made really great themes and great money off of it, you know, my hat's off to my fellow senior composers. You know, I'm more of the little gummy bear composer. I like to play in my little sandbox here, and I'm okay. Yeah, but you know, it plays such an important part of kind of shots over the bow emotionally of what you might expect coming into a show or something. So that being said, next up, Papa Penki. Yeah, it might be something I might want to put on Spotify if it's up there, and just let that glide. It's really nice. You know, hey, what doth life? How are you? Okay, I'm sorry. Let me get back to this list. Otherwise, I'm going to get way behind. This one is called The Offspring. Have you ever? I don't know what that is. Is that a show? Is that a... Oops, typo. The Offspring. Uh-oh, parental advisory. What does this mean? Universal Music Group. Am I in for something? These guys for a while. Oh, okay. You think this is the one you want me to hear? Okay. So let's do this then. Look, all of you are like laughing. I don't know if you're laughing because I'm in for a real big surprise here, but let's do this. This is The Offspring. And have you ever? And thank you so much for that cup of coffee. Yow. Big step back from the last song. So I'm going to ask you guys a question here because I'm not an aficionado in the punk sound. Obviously, it feels very punk to me. At the very beginning, I definitely was like, okay, we're going to get some straight up punk, like maybe some old 70s style. But this was obviously more recently produced and stuff, just by the sounds and the technique of the engineering, and also by the I love the push-pull dynamics and the engineering with the guitars. That some of it is choked up and just to one side, and then there's certain times where the engineer and the band decide to blast it out kind of hot and give you a little bit more of a dynamic stereo experience with it. I also really love the fact that there is that human element between performance, so drum, guitar, and vocals, and that there are these slight little, well, I was about to say slight distinct. How does that work? That doesn't freaking work. But these slight timing nuances and tempo between the musicians, between guitar, bass, drums, and vocals, that is like, I really enjoy that aspect, because if they would have nudged everything, you know, now digitally to make sure everything landed perfect, it doesn't have that same organic feeling, you know, as the punk that I experienced from the 70s, which is obviously, you know, Black Flag, more of, you know, original throaty punk of the day. Also, what just leads me to believe that it's more recently produced, and of course this was released 5 years ago, so that qualifies as that, is the background vocal harmonies on this, which I don't know. I don't know the progress of what punk has gone through in its iterations. I'm completely ignorant of all that, so I don't know if that's become like, okay, well, we're here in today's real age. We were, you know, obviously influenced by the hardcore gnarly punk of the early 70s or through the 70s and stuff. It's just changed a little, and now having some, you know, harmonies and stuff back down in the background of that nature are cool. Kind of like the iteration of rock and metal and stuff like that. I don't know, but this crushes.
Bury your face in your hands, cause no one around you understands or has the slightest idea what it is that makes you
1998, okay.
Have you ever felt like there was more, like someone else was keeping score, and what could make you whole was simply out of reach? Well, I know someday I'll try again and not pretend it's time for it. I know someday I'll get it straight, not today. Have you ever falling?
Ah, the bass. I like that harmony there.
Some days my soul's gone far, I'm out of mind, sleep forever. Some days my darkest friend, I'm free again. Have you ever? Someday I'll try again, not pretend it's time forever. Someday I'll get it straight, not today.
Slick engineering choice there. Oh, I like this. Oh, I like that little full-on retard right there musically. And no, not retarded, retard. Go back. Oh, listen to that tone of that bass.
When the truth walks away, everybody stays, 'cause the truth about the world is that crime does pay. So if you walk away, who is gonna stay? 'Cause I'd like to think the world is a better place. When the truth walks away, everybody stays, 'cause the truth about the world is that crime does pay. So if you walk away, who is gonna stay? 'Cause I'd like to make the world be a better place. When the truth walks away, everybody stays, 'cause the truth about the world is that crime does pay. So if you walk away,
What a great... Oh, let's... Oh, sorry.
who is gonna
I'll just
stay?
keep going.
'Cause
We're almost
I'd like
done.
to think the world is a better place. I'd like to leave the world as a better place. I'd like to think the world.
Okay, now it's over. What are you doing with me, drummer? Ah, I love that, how he ended that with the drums and stuff, with just the splash cymbals. Okay. Yes, I'm sorry. It is called ritardando, which is a dynamic term to pull back. But sometimes in shorthand, while I was writing music when I was younger, I would, you know, if you're writing music for musicians and, you know, sessions and stuff, you know, retard, blah, blah, blah. Which is funny, because if you take that word, you kind of shape shift it. You know, if you think about it, retrando is to slow down and be very, and I don't know how that kind of went into the psychological reuse of the word retarded. That could be kind of like slowing down and chilling. I kind of slow down and I go, you know. And then it ended up being the word that it means. It's what it means. I got called out for that once because somebody who didn't quite understand my use of the word, which, you know, as a surfer, I mean, it's I do a callback to it and say, okay, I get you. You know, the sensitivity of today and what the words are, and I definitely am down because of the fact that, you know, being a children's entertainer myself and everything, I fully get it. But every once in a while, if I saw a super sick trick, you know, I'd go, oh my God, that was retarded. And to me, that was a derivative of crazy, which was a derivative of nuts. And it all, yes, it bleeds down into something that becomes sensitive to a lot of people. I apologize to that person profusely, and they were good about it. They didn't beat me up about it. But I went, oh my God, these words that I used to use that don't jive anymore. But yes, of course. So anyhow, here's something else I want to say about that track that I loved, is that when the harmonies came in vocally, what I loved about what the producer and the engineer decided to do is not make it a thing. And what I mean by that is when we hear harmonies a lot of the time, especially in a lot of music that we've been listening to, those harmonies are blasted dynamically, hard left, right stereo. You know, you're going to have a really beautiful dynamic representation of that. The harmonies on this, though they were really good, they kept them nice and sandwiched in the mono section, in the mono box. I like to call it the mono box. And there could be a little variance in the mono box, you know, between a couple of degrees, you know, but they kept it all right here. And I like that, man. I really super like that because they let the guitars really live on the way they deserve to at the time, you know. So, but anyhow, let me see. Who else do I got in here? I'm still going. I'm losing my voice a little, guys. Who's next here? Nenton, are you here? You're back with me still. Here we go. Sorry. Oh, God. My goodness. Stand by. I got a couple series of burps going on there. Wasn't me. I owe a couple farts because some people did trip out on 2,500 points for me to use my... Hang on. Okay, guys, don't think I'm being gross. It's a reward for the $2,500 point listen. I'm doing some catch up on. Okay, let me put this away. Oh, dang, boy. Oh, you guys are going to love this. Wait, hang on for 1 second. Before I get on this, for Halloween, we all know about the fart prank guy on YouTube, right? Those guys that walk around, they fart, they film people's reaction. Well, you guys know the Bushman, right? The guy that jumps out with the bush and stuff. For Halloween at this place where I go a lot of times to do things and volunteer and stuff, I'm going to be the farting Bushman. So I ordered a bush ghillie suit, not a traditional ghillie suit like where you lay down for pew pew and stuff, but it looks like a bush, like the Bushman one. I ordered one. Then I ordered a bunch of flowers that look more native to here to Hawaii and some other ones. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tuck into an area of a botanical garden where there's all these signs where all these people are like going around, and my sign's going to be something I haven't figured it out, but the botanical name for, you know, Gassifartimus something or other, you know, it's a species from whatever. So when they walk by, I'll be very quiet, and then I'll hit the fart button, and then the fart noise will come out, and the people will be startled and will be looking, and I'm not going to spook them. I'll just say, I might put up my hand and go, my bad. So it's not like I'd be jumping out and just, you know, I think that's a good idea. I don't want to be that guy that goes, ugh. But, you know, I don't know. I'm just thinking. What is it called? Yeah, help me with a name with that, guys. Phalagius Indurus. Oh, my God. Oh, I just got a dizzy spell from laughing so hard. That's freaking hilarious. Stand by, guys. Old man recuperation device. I'm doing it. I don't care. I got asthma. I got to take a hit every now and then. I'm like the guy from the Sandlot. Big Timus Fartimus. Oh my God. That was the best. I'm going to have to Just a little hit. Hi, Inferno guy. I'm just sorry. Oh my god. I make myself laugh too much because that's my job. All right, Bubble Shrub. Just hit it. Mod monkey. Check out the new emotes. Here we go, guys. This is from Nanton. I think you're still here with me, Nanton. I'm doing flatulophoria. That's another one. I might have to combo all that. Flatulophoria. Oh shit, that's great. Oh god, it's good. Hang on for a second. I gotta cool down for a second. I gotta drink some water on this one. Holy crap. That was the best. Ah. Hey, what's wrong with my screen? I don't have my... Oh my god, I got my green screen settings set. Oh, that's funny. And it doesn't even ruin my background. All right. Oh, well. Maybe that's why my color looks off. Is because I... Okay, hang on for a second. This is so grim. I need... Yeah, it's good stuff, man. I got to go into my camera thing, and I just cannot believe that I did this, guys. This whole time I've had, like, green screen settings squared off. Now I'm probably going to change colors. Oh, look, everything now just turned colors on me. My background and everything, because, ugh. Allah. Oh, now I look really red. Okay, hang on, Greaseball. A little too much, let me just, whoops. Okay. I don't know. I shouldn't really care this late in the stream, but yeah, yeah. Well, it was a different kind of green, so thank God. Okay. Sorry. I know, but it's that neon green thing that would have done that thingy. All right. Sorry. Let's do this, guys. This next track is from Nanton Veteran, Jejune Stars by Bright Eyes. Let's see what this is. Jejune Stars, Bright Eyes. All right. What is this? This looks like it's a band. So let's do this. Nanton, if you're not here with us because you had to dig out, fully get it. This is getting saved on my VOD. It's going to go up on the channel tonight. And so you'll be able to catch it there. You know, foreboding a block. That's the only thing I have to be careful about. This is a lot of freaking work here. And when I upload this, now we're into 2 hours. All it takes is one of these videos to block and the whole video gets blocked out. So that might be the thing I might have to work around when I get onto the YouTube thing, is pulling one off, or maybe I'll just hit the button. Because YouTube will do that. YouTube provides, if anything is blocked, it'll say, should I mute out the song, or, you know, blank out that part of the video. And now I'm just going to hit that option and say, screw it. If you don't want to be heard, you don't want to be heard. You know, sorry, you know. Anyhow, let's do this. Bright Eyes, Jejune Stars. All right.
Every new day is a gift, it's a song of redemption.
Ooh, I like this.
Expression of love is a way to return to that place that I think of so often, but now never mention. The one, the voice in the back of my head says that I don't deserve. Come fire, come water, come karma, we're all in transition. The wheel of becoming erases the physical mind, till all that remains is a staircase of misinformation, and the code we inherit, the basis, the essence of life. So I go umbrella under my arm into the green of the radar. How'd it get so dark in the day? It's just so bizarre. Is it true what we're made of? Why do I hide from the rain?
Okay, so what is the style of this music? I'm not going to even take a guess. very super approachable pop sound to it, and I was really impressed with the muted and where it was placed in the mix. And I liked how it was very upfront, but it's very lighthearted, but nice melody, nice. But I just can't place what kind of song it is. If it's okay, all right, alternative or indie rock, or I don't know what the difference. I don't know what EMO stands for or something. I think it's more of a, I don't know. I have so many freaking genres, but I really super like this vibe. This is really nice. Really just super approachable music. Guys, stand by. I've got to give me 10 seconds. I got to answer this text. So give me a second, okay, guys? Just hang on. Gotta turn. All right, guys, sorry, here we go.
Inside some cloudy nostalgia where there are no features. Look at ourselves through a porthole, the passage of time. See that sunny day that we snuck out here under the bleachers. Kissed as the band marched, everything fell into line. So I go umbrella under my arm into the green of the radar.
I like that.
So lost, I'm amazed. It's just so bizarre, all the things I'm afraid of. Why do I hide from the rain?
When was this originally released?
Sure, I have my doubts, but I know it now. We are judging stars.
Nice. Really super great, approachable, broad track as far as more of a what kind of a reach? It's not pop rock at all. It's got its unique sound. It's really super cool. It's very, I don't know, it's just, when I say accessible, I mean that unless you're in, or you're, you know, a hardcore genre gatekeeper or something like that, or what, if you only listen to this is that kind of track that goes all the way across. I can hear my grandkids, my kids, my friends, and people my age listening to this track and just being, this is just good. Just give it to me some good news. This is like good news rock. Good news pop rock, maybe. That's what it would be called, or something like that. And I love how they have their layers working for them on the keyboards. They're not shy of that. So the blending of everything. Plus, they're not using any really dirty, distorted guitar sounds. You know, so it's just super duper accessible. Super duper. Super duper. Yeah.
So it starts again at our childhood days.
Yeah, very clean. I guess could have said that. Wow, double kicky.
Under my arm into the green of the radar. How'd it get so dark in the day? It's just so bizarre. If it's true, what we're made of. Why do I hide from the rain?
Fully dogged, man.
Somebody saw something and they say, hey, it looks like a pomegranate. And I don't know why I call it pomegranate, but it looks like a pomegranate, right? And it became, no matter what language you spoke it in, syllables are free.
I don't know what the ending is. It was a great track. As a matter of fact, guys, I hate to do this to you, but this is the track I'm going to end on. Now, hang on for a second. For those of you I'm going to call out your name. Stand by. Just give me a second for a second. Let me see. Bromagessen, Jackazuria, Purple Pink Man Lover, Joens, a couple times Joens, thank you very much. Scan Visioner, who else do I have here? I'm Dexify. First of all, thank you for coming in and hanging out, and that was a very nice message you left, and I appreciate you hanging in there and joining us here on the stream and stuff. But my cup has run as full as over. Oh no, who's doing the farts? God darn it. Yeah, here's what we're gonna do. Yeah, keep the lucky dip open for me. Hang on, somebody just requested super farts. Stand by. Here we go. Dun, 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 dun. So you guys, that's one of the rewards, the super fart. Ooh, that's a good one. That's kind of that last push at the end. Let's rate that. That's the pusher. That's the one that you just can't, you're in bed and you're just letting that go, right? Dutch oven for the wife or something? Okay, that's the end. That's a good way to end it. Okay, so for those of you that I did not get to, I think it was because also I did that long opening. Tomorrow when I get back on, I'm just going to get right into the music, so we're going to catch up to everybody. I'm not going to accept any more donations even for tomorrow, and because I want to jump through Lucky Dip, because I know a lot of people put in a Lucky Dip. I'm a Sneak. If you wouldn't mind saving that in some capacity, I think it refreshes typically. But if you wouldn't mind saving that for me so that I can dive into that and pick up on that. I'm going to be on tomorrow again at, I'm going to try to shoot for 4:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, West Coast time. Get up a little earlier because I know there's people that have around the world. Most of you are in the mainland, West Coast, but I do have quite a few of you that are in other areas as well. Somebody just sent me a happy joy. Stand by. The kebab seller, how are ya? That's okay. I will definitely, and also remember guys, whatever it is that I do, I save to my hard drive and I'm now uploading it onto that YouTube channel, within a day or two after the stream. So please, once again, my friend I'm a Sneak is going to drop that URL in the chat one more time really quick. If you have not joined that YouTube channel, it's strictly archives. The only reason why there might be a little bit of a delay in the upload is if one of the songs, like right now I'm rolling on 2 hours here, but I've done about 8-9 songs in this 2-hour period plus. If one of them does do a YouTube block, that blocks the whole video, not just that one song, so I might have to dance around a little bit. So expect the VODs to be posted within 48 to 72 hours after the streams are done. So just in case I run into a glitch, that's what I'll do. Everybody, real quick, I'm a Sneak just posted that YouTube URL in the chat for the VOD archives. Once again, Central European there, Yujo Beto, how are you? Thanks for coming into the chat. Central over there. Okay, I'm Dexify. Thank you so much. So anyhow, guys, I'm going to dip out and let me stop. Oops, let me stop my hard drive.